All right, today we're tackling a big one, artificial intelligence. I mean, it's a term you hear absolutely everywhere, but what does it really mean? And, more importantly, where is all this heading? Let's dive in. So let's just get right to it. The question that's on everybody's mind, the one that's been fueled by decades of science fiction. Is AI here to replace us? Is this the beginning of the end? Well, it turns out the reality is a whole lot less dramatic and actually a lot more interesting. It really just comes down to a simple but super important shift in how we think about it. It's not about artificial intelligence, it's about augmented intelligence. And look, that's not just playing with words. It's a total reframing of our relationship with this technology. It changes AI from a competitor to a collaborator, a tool that's designed to extend our own capabilities, not make us obsolete. Because at its very core, that's all AI really is. It's the science of making computer systems that can do things that would normally require a person to do them. And that could be anything from reasoning and learning to some pretty complex problem solving. And this is where that partnership ideal really clicks. We bring the stuff that's uniquely human, right? The creativity, the gut feelings, the ethical judgment. The AI, on the other hand, does the heavy lifting. It handles the automation, the mind-boggling computations, and sifts through mountains of data. It's a real collaboration. But this whole idea of getting machines to do our mental work for us, it's not new at all. In fact, it has a really long and fascinating history. The journey from a simple abacus to the algorithms we have now has been centuries in the making. So the modern story really kicks off back in the 1950s with big philosophical questions like the Turing Test. From there, it grew through these early kind of clunky rule-based systems into the rise of machine learning. And that led us to today's deep learning explosion, which is really powered by just two things: absolutely massive amounts of data and incredible computing power. Okay, but all this progress brings up a really fundamental question. How do these things actually learn? This really gets to the very heart of the difference between how we think and how they, well, think. And here is the core distinction, laid out plain and simple. Our intelligence is innate. It's organic. It's this self-organizing force that's built into us. A machine's intelligence, though, it's constructed. It's built on algorithms, and it is 100% dependent on the data we feed it. It literally doesn't know anything that we haven't already shown it. Now, that key difference is super helpful because it lets us sort AI into three different levels. And this is so important for understanding the AI we actually have today versus the kind of AI we see in the movies. Okay, so first, there's what we call weak or narrow AI. This stuff is specialized for just one task. Then you've got the theoretical goal of strong or general AI, which would be a system with human-level smarts across the board. And finally, way out there in sci-fi territory is the idea of super AI, a self-aware consciousness that would be smarter than all of humanity combined. So here's the most important takeaway from all of this. Every single AI system on the planet today, from the simplest app on your phone to the most complex supercomputer, falls into that first category. It is all narrow AI. Now, these systems can be unbelievably powerful at what they do, but they absolutely cannot generalize that intelligence to anything else. But hey, just because it's narrow doesn't mean its impact is small, not even close. In fact, it's already so woven into our world that you probably use it dozens of times a day without even realizing it. I mean, think about it. Every time Netflix just knows what you want to binge watch next, that's a narrow AI. When your email magically filters out all the junk, that's another one. Search engines, virtual assistants, translation apps, they are all around us, constantly working behind the scenes. And what makes all this possible is that AI isn't just one thing. It's this incredible fusion of different fields. You absolutely need the tech side, the computer science and the math, but you also need the human side, psychology and linguistics, to understand how we think. And holding it all together, you need philosophy and ethics to guide how we build and use these powerful new tools. Which brings us right back to where we started. If AI really is about augmenting our own intelligence, if it's a tool that extends our minds, then the biggest question isn't about what the machines will do. The real question is, with this incredible new power to think, to solve, and to create, what will we choose to do with it?